I'm back. Y'all, good morning. Welcome to our final episode of the Book Trap. This, covering unity and struggle. I'm on the brink of tears now here. But welcome back, y'all. Welcome back. Lots of good stuff to go over this week. Mote, how you feeling about our last Book Trap?
Land back. Yep. Wow, this has been a marathon read. It's just so powerful. Yeah, definitely one of my favorite books that we've read in the Black Hammer Library. And yeah, I'm really excited to get into this last section because it's got so many gems, so much, powerful, revolutionary information. So really excited. Oh shit! Did you introduce yourself, Chief?
Yeah, no, let's go ahead and introduce ourselves. But yes, the
Let's do it.
final introduction. I'm Chief Chim, editor in chief of Black Hammer Times. Representing the colonization of Mexico, the Zapotec people. Come from the poor working class and use he him pronouns. Come on then.
I'm back. I'm Comrade Kamote. I I'm representing the nations of Africa and Turtle Island, and I use they them pronouns. And coming from the working class background, working those shitty jobs to pay the rent, but soon we're looking into setting up a hammer house, so that'll be nice, to cut down on the rent costs out here in Cali. It's so dang expensive with these predatory landlords and this capitalist housing economy.
Yes,
Yeah.
it hits different out here at the rent in Cali. Stop using them no words. We're only 3 minutes in.
Oh shoot, that's right. I'm sorry, self-critical.
That's all good. Who's up in these comments? I think I saw by the comment up in here. Lamback by the oh, there you go. I see the whole comment section. Lamback Minister, Chief Ide, Lamback, Kolimote.
Lamback.
Lamback to Ray. Oju, Senegal, Carlos. What's up, Carlos? I don't know if Carlos has been up in here. Charles, what's up, Charles?
Lamback.
I love in the book, and we love hosting the book trap. Don't miss it. Yes, hashtag final episode of Unity and Struggle. Oh, I see that the next book has not been announced yet, but we're gonna be announcing that. So stay tuned, y'all. Stay tuned. Like, comment, share. Y'all don't forget as well. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, and land back to both ministers of People's Affairs and Defense. Let's see, but make sure, let's make them likes pop, those comments pop, and share with our folks over on Facebook. Spam the hell out of these Facebook groups. Give the algorithm a headache. Let's make sure we get this political education out to the masses, y'all. So drop how many times or hashtag shared after you do that. But yes, we'll let y'all know what book we're reading at the end. No worries. Y'all gotta stay tuned. Sorry, you gotta deal with more political education before you get the next political education. But yes, y'all already know we gonna get into some fundraising real quick because we need them resources to continue building off of the crumbling empire. You feel me? So let's get some resources in for our people. Make sure that their material needs are met. Donate on Cash App, hashtag BlackHammerORG. You see the wonderful work all of us be putting in from the Atlanta chapter all the way to Gambia and Africa. We putting in that work, honey. So take some funds for to do so. So what's up, y'all? If y'all can't donate today, we can make some pledges, get those in, because I know it'd be a struggle out here. Sometimes we do be broke, but
That's right. Yep. If we're of the poor and working class, we're just surviving paycheck to paycheck, right? But hey, if we can make a sacrifice to donate that coffee money, donate that money that we were going to use at the club, or to get some drinks, you know what I mean? Just take just a teeny sacrifice, a small sacrifice for what our comrades, who are struggling, in other situations, are dealing with, where maybe they're having to go a couple days without food, so, or not, or our homeless comrades, are out on the streets, just freezing, because these I don't know about you, but these nights are getting chilly. They're getting very cold. I mean, it is a steadily approaching winter, and we got to help our homeless comrades, make sure they don't freeze to death. So it's life or death here. So I just I just got that in the back of my mind, when I'm thinking, oh wow, I don't have much money, but hey, at least I got a roof over my head, right? So I'm gonna start off. I'm gonna be donating $10 to our revolution, because like Amilcar Cabral says, when our comrades are suffering, we are suffering too. You know what I mean? So we are all connected here in the struggle. So I can't let my comrades be suffering out there in the street when I can spare $10. So I'm throwing that in. Who's got $10?
who can match the 10? Who can match that 10 right there? But I see Oju with the 5. That's what's up, Oju. Thank you so
There
much.
we go. That's 50% of the way.
And you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and
Thanks,
put in 5 myself.
Oju.
That's right. We're all connected in this struggle. We got to keep it up.
That's
What's going on?
right.
It's dry today. It's dry. Looks like everyone, hit the clubs this weekend. They was out here having the time of their lives. No money's left over. Remember, you can make some pledges as well. But thank you so much for donating 15 QC. Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Anyone?
Land back, Biquilla, be clean.
The backyard. But y'all already know we're gonna keep that fundraising going. Make sure to keep making some donations even throughout the whole book trap. It's all good. We're gonna get into the book. Again, we're reading Unity and Struggle by Amilcar Cabral. Final few chapters, 30 to 36. The speeches and writings of Amilcar Cabral. So let's make sure to get ready with them read that backs. And if you don't have monies, you can share, y'all. Don't forget. So make sure you drop them hashtag shares. I didn't see that. But we're going to get into that book trap trivia, y'all. Last book trap trivia. The last one. Let's see what we got for y'all. Kamoto, would you like to read it now?
All right. So the book trap trivia for this week is, according to Cabral, we must develop a spirit of A, right and wrong, B, violence and nonviolence, C, agitation and propaganda, or D, criticism and self-criticism. All right, y'all. What do you think it is? What are you gonna go with? I'm gonna reserve. I'm gonna wait for folks to drop it, because I got a pretty good feeling. I'm pretty sure I know which one it is. I don't want to spoil it. But go ahead and drop it. And if you get it right, you can donate $5. If you get it wrong, donate $10.
I'm riding dope with the eggplants. But you know what? I like C though. The spirit of agitation and propaganda. I like that. That's a good I don't know, that sounds about right.
Yeah, let's see. What do we got in the comments? Who's posting in the comments? All right, we got Colimote Martillo. Yabe, Watakame, all right. TY Senegal, all right. Okay, Kobe, okay.
I don't know, we're gonna have to. I know just because you like it don't mean it's right, but hopefully it's right. I think it's the spirit of agitation and propaganda. But everyone says D. Everyone's a little thirsty today. They all said the D.
No, that's what it is, yeah.
They did they reading. We could for them. But yes, slam back, y'all. That's right. Criticism is self criticism. The spirit of criticism and self criticism is the correct answer. But salute to y'all. Salute to everyone. Making sure they get that reading in. They play wonderful.
Salute.
Yes.
Yeah, this is definitely what one of the things that Amilcar Cabral is well known for is his writings on criticism and self-criticism.
And we're gonna get into them juicy parts. So everyone, let's make sure we get them fire read that back. I want to see them juicy parts. I don't think I saved them for the audience. So the audience has to bring them fire read that back. So I'm gonna be waiting for them. We're gonna get into it. It's gonna be a heated episode. It's gonna be a heated episode. Watch out. I'm not sure who's first.
All right.
Mine.
Yeah, I'll start us off here, and then you can take over, Chief Chiem. So here we go. Develop the spirit of criticism between militants and responsible workers. Give everyone at every level the opportunity to criticize, to give their opinion about the work and the behavior or the action of others. Accept criticism wherever it comes from as a contribution to improving the work of the party, as a demonstration of active interest in the internal life of our organization. Always remember that criticism is not to speak ill nor to engage in intrigues. Criticism is and should be the act of expressing an open, candid opinion in front of those concerned on the basis of facts and in the spirit of fairness, to assess the thought and action of others with the aim of improving that thought and action. Criticism is to be constructive, to show proof of sincere interest in the work of others for the improvement of that work. Combat severely the evil tongue, the obsession with intrigues, the quote, so and so says, unfair and an unfounded criticism. To assess the thought and action of a comrade is not necessarily to speak ill of it, to speak highly, to praise, to encourage, to stimulate. This is also criticism. While we must always be watchful against conceit and personal pride, we must not stint praise to someone who deserves it. Praise with cheerfulness, with frankness. In front of others, all those whose thought and action properly serve the progress of the party. We must likewise apply fair criticism, denounce frankly, censure, condemn, and demand the condemnation of all those who practice acts against the progress and interests of the party. Fight face-to-face errors and faults. Help others to improve their work. Derive a lesson from every mistake we make or which others make in order to avoid making new mistakes so that we do not fall into the follies into which others have already fallen. Criticizing a comrade does not mean putting oneself against the comrade, making a sacrifice in which the comrade is the victim. It is to show him that we are all interested in their work and that we are all one and the same body, that her errors harm us all, and that we are watchful as friends and comrades to help her overcome her weaknesses and contribute increasingly in order that the party should be increasingly better. Develop the principle of criticism in all party meetings, in all committees, and within the armed forces. In the guerrilla force or in the army, after every operation against the enemy, we must assess the results of that action and the behavior of every combatant. Derive all the lessons from this action in order to make new and better actions. In education and production, in commercial activity, in care, in all branches of our life and our struggle, we must be capable of criticizing and of accepting criticism. This is the juicy, this is the real meat of the passage here. Do you want to continue on with that, team?
I can
We're
definitely do
we're
that.
almost done.
Yes, let me see. It do be juicy though. They really do.
Yeah.
But criticism, proof of the willingness of others to help us or of our willingness to help others, must be complemented by self criticism, proof of our own willingness to help ourselves, to improve our thought and our action. Develop in all militants, responsible workers, and combatants the spirit of self criticism, the ability of each person to make a specific analysis of his own work, to distinguish in it what is good from what is bad, to acknowledge his own errors, and to discover the causes and the effects of these errors. To make self criticism is not merely to say, yes, I recognize my fault, my error, and I ask forgiveness, while remaining ready soon to commit new faults, new errors. It is not pretending to be repentant of the evil one has done, while remaining convinced deep down that it is the others who do not understand. Still less is making self criticism to make a ceremony so as to go on later with a clear conscience and carry on committing errors. To criticize oneself is not to pay a response or an indulgence, nor to offer penance. Self criticism is an act of frankness, of courage, comradeship, and awareness of our responsibilities, a proof of our will to accomplish and to accomplish properly, a demonstration of our determination to improve constantly and to make a better contribution to the progress of our party. And then that's my little read that back afterwards, the little ending right there. So, real quick, y'all. Honest self criticism does not necessarily demand absolution. It is a pledge that we make with our conscience not to commit further errors. It is to accept our responsibilities before others and to mobilize all our capabilities to do more and better. To criticize oneself is to reconstruct oneself within oneself in order to serve better. Land back, y'all, land back. That is just such a fire. Like, read that back. I'm pretty sure everyone wanted to use that one, but had to come with the fire for ourselves, right? So yes, indeed it was. It do be a little juicy. It's a fire ending to a fire. Read that back. Thank you, want to come. Yeah, no better way to start the morning off with some fire, right? But yes, really, this perfectly lays out that the spirit of criticism and self criticism that we just went over in the book trap trivia. I don't know if you want to go over your own part real quick. Come with it before start rambling on real quick.
Land back. Yeah, what really stood out to me was it's how criticism is not only it's not only about pointing out the errors, but it's also about pointing out our victories too, right? It's about just really giving that honest feedback so that we can constantly be uh, you know forging ourselves to you know better serve our people, right? And better serve the party, and make sure we're learning, right? And how are we going to learn if we don't have other people's eyes and ears, and to see what we're doing? Because obviously, we're stuck. I'm stuck in this body. I only got my two eyes. I only got my two ears, But like Amilcar Cabral says earlier in the book, actually he also says in the section in this chapter as well on collective leadership that two heads are better than one, even if one head is not quite as smart, still you still got an extra set of eyes, extra set of ears, and we're humans, we're fallible, right? We make mistakes, so it's just so important. And obviously, and it reminds me a lot of there's a book that I really liked when I was you know young. When I was young, I was like 19, 18, 19 or so. A friend sent me this book called The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, and one of the four agreements was not to take anything personally. And it reminds me of that too. That it's a book supposedly about Yaqui wisdom. He's like a Yaqui medicine man. So, this wisdom is wisdom that the colonized peoples have known for a long time, right? Not to take things personally, right? Don't get wrapped up in the ego. That's what the colonial system is, really. It's ego, right? It's a selfishness, detachment from our people and from our interconnection with life on this planet, right? And it's so subjective. Exactly. It's liberalism, right? liberalism is this just like obsession with the ego, obsession with the individual, right? And so, yes, criticism and self-criticism, it's really a demonstration of our unity with our comrades, a unity with all, with all life, and collectively striving to just, make the world a better place, right? So, yeah, it's really about just putting the ego aside and just honestly, coming to a situation with our own self criticisms, of how we can do better, and also, yeah, coming with criticisms for our comrades because we care about them just like our just like our family. We want them to succeed and to improve. So yeah, that's
Now I'm back. Okay, come on. All right, laying it the hell out. All right, the heck out. Dang, that's pushing it, saying HELL. See, that's right. Come on, they even miss out here giving you them salutes. But yes, I totally unite, right? And I really want to unite with that point that Comrade Dilf brought up in the comments, right? That we can't be subjective when it comes to criticism and self-criticism, right? And not only that, but my little section where Milo read that back at the end, which specifically says that to criticize oneself is to reconstruct oneself, right? Within oneself in order to serve better, right? To keep that unity going with our comrades, with the colonized masses who we serve every day, right? And more than that, it's taking the bad habits that we've learned from the colony, right? That we've learned from a life under colonialism, taking those bad habits and ripping them away from ourselves because those habits are the ones that we must get rid of in order to continue serving our people to the best of our ability, right? And these habits include everything that you laid out, right? That individualism, that liberalism, all of these habits that the colony has taught us to adore and harbor in our own lives. And that's what it's going to take to get free, right? Destroying these pieces of ourselves so that we can become better revolutionaries for our people. So, yeah, it's merely feedback to make sure our work is going well. It ain't no subjective, like we attacking someone. It's not about the person. It's about the problem, right? It's about reconstructing oneself, right? In the case of self-criticism, taking that problem within yourself and, making sure we build around that, right? Take that piece out and then build a new so that we can, continue to serve our people to the best capacity. But yeah, beautifully said, Kamote. Really appreciate that. Bringing me to tears. Bringing me to tears. Um, and yes, Watakam, I really want to unite. Attack the contradiction, not the comrade. Yes, we attacking the contradiction. We don't attack comrades here. That's a breach of our principles of unity. It's all about making sure the work comes out to the best that it can. But I see we got some read that backs already. There's so many comments. Hold on. I want to read this one out. Anarchists and fake revolutionaries don't practice criticism and self-criticism. That's absolutely right, QC. That's absolutely right. Anarchists
Yep.
could never. They could never. What is criticism? They don't understand what that is. Too subjective. Too subjective. But I think we can get into. I see Yabes was first. To lead collectively is to coordinate the thought and action of those who form the group to derive the greatest return in the accomplishment of the group's tasks within the limits of their competence and the framework of the activities and the interests of the organization. Yes, I remember this reading this part. About collective leadership. Shoot, that's what we were missing. I read that back from collective leadership. But right, that's beautifully said because it's such a short read that back, but it really drives home the point of what collective leadership really is, right? To use basically the collective brilliance, right? But we also have to understand our own limits within that, right? Whether it's a group that's, limited, the competence, right? In that aspect, the limits of our own capabilities, right? But regardless, we should be able to gauge those limits and see how far we can take our skills. Right? So the collective conquers all really is what I get from this little read that back, right? To get the greatest return from the group. So using that collective brilliance to tackle whatever contradiction comes our way, right? But yeah, I don't know if you wanted to say something on that little read that back. I do know Oju has a longer one, so go ahead and bless us up again, Kamote.
Lamb back, yeah, that's that, like you said, that the part on the collective leadership, so so important, right? Because like just leading by ourselves is so anarchistic, thinking that we have the answer is no. It's a like Mao said. There's a section where during the Chinese Communist Party's journey for and war against against the colonizers, the Japanese and the nationalists. Um, there's a criticism that Mao lays out of the party, saying that the party leadership was too disconnected from the masses. That party leadership was not taking into account the masses, and we're servants of the masses, and we need the masses to give their feedback as well. We need to be leading collectively and coordinating with all of our people, right? Otherwise, we won't have that unity. That's our principle. That just goes back to our principles of unity, right? That we believe that the poor and working class colonized people are the leaders of the revolution, right? So we can't be replicating these liberal or feudal ways of running a government, because that's completely going against our principles of democracy, which is how colonized people have existed, for the most part, right? We've existed in these egalitarian democratic societies long before the colonizer Karl Marx wrote about communism, right? In fact, Karl Marx, he called us like primitive communism, right? But when you think about it, it's too complex for them to understand. It's too complex because what's really primitive is imagining yourself as an individual, right? Like separate from the world, just like this atomized little tiny uh, piece that is disconnected. Like how primitive. Can't you see how interconnected we are? We're literally speaking words that like we understand. The words are coming out of like our mouths, and then the other person's understanding those words. We're connected right there. We're breathing the same air. We're eating the food coming out of the earth. Like we're literally, our bodies are regenerating, right? Constantly regenerating. Like we're literally, our bodies aren't even disconnected. Our bodies are totally connected with the earth, with planet. So it's mind blowing how these colonizers will be calling our ways of life primitive, while they're putting forth just like these ridiculous assertions of what the world, these ridiculous liberal ideas, which it's just, gosh, it's such a waste of time reading some of this stuff. It's just like circle jerking, right? Isn't that what they call it? Just back and forth, throwing out words that are disconnected from the material reality. So
they even we gonna you're gonna go down in history, come out there with that little quote right there. What's really primitive is imagining yourself as an individual. Oh my gosh, we bring in the heat today, y'all. It's the final book trap. We already know we had to. I think we can get into another real quick. What is it? Read that back from Oju. We got lots of stuff to cover today, don't we? This is from page 252. But our armed national liberation struggle has a deep significance both for Africa and for the world. We are in the process of providing the evidence that people like ours, economically backward, living sometimes almost naked in the bush, not knowing how to read or write, not having even an elementary knowledge of modern technology, are able, by means of their sacrifices and their effort, to fight an enemy not only more advanced from the technical point of view, but also supported by the powerful forces of imperialists in the world. Moreover, before the world and before Africa, we ask, were the Portuguese right when they asserted that we were uncivilized peoples without culture? We ask, what is the most striking manifestation of civilization and culture, if not that shown by a people who take up arms to defend their country, to defend their right to life, progress, work, and happiness? Yes, Oju, thank you for that. Read that back. It really goes to show it really proves to the, all these colonizer nations to the world that we are capable of so much more, right? That's our fourth principle of unity right there, hitting heavy as heck, because like it really is within all of us colonized people to, take up arms, take up whatever it is, take up whatever struggle we have to in order to defend our right to just live, right? To have that dictatorship over our lives, labor, land, and resources to a happy life, right? That right to a happy life. And every single colonized nation has proved those filthy cave beast colonizers wrong, right? That we're not backward, that they are, the same colonial propaganda that they've tried to paint us under, right? It is, that's all it is, propaganda meant to, sway the minds of colonized minds, basically, right? So we need to really hammer in this point, that fourth principle, that no matter where you are, right, you too can, make sacrifices, right? Make the greatest sacrifice, really, and put in effort and struggle against this, the actual backward savages, right? Which under colonialism is the filthy colonizer cave beasts. So, but yeah, thank you, Oju. Thank you, Oju. We capable of that greatness and even more. Come on, did you have any little last words on that one?
Uh, you laid it out brilliantly. I mean, yeah, it really just goes back to our collective brilliance, right? And recognition too, like our second principle of unity. Remember, we're all equal. It doesn't matter, where we are on the planet. Our nationality, these, fake, boundaries that are and divisions that are separating us. We recognize we're all equal. And and that's that's the difference. But huge difference between us and these colonizers, right? They're constantly comparing themselves to each other, like, oh, look at me, I'm driving this fast car, I'm better than you. It's just the keeping up with the Joneses mentality, or it's just this always game of measuring each other, comparing each other. It's always thinking about like how we, know, building and having like a win, attitude, right? As Xi Jinping and the Chinese communists like to say, we emphasize win-win cooperation, and uh, it's the same thing here, they just want the African peoples fighting against Portuguese colonials. They just want a win-win society. You know what I mean? They want to get rid of these colonial, contradictions. So
See, I knew you had something to add. Come on.
I hope y'all are drinking tea. Oh, sorry. I hope y'all are drinking some tea this morning, staying healthy.
What you got?
Some green tea. A little green tea and peppermint.
Oh, okay. All right. A little caffeine. Getting a little caffeine. No, but yes, what better expression of our culture than to defend our lives and land, right? Like OG said real quick. There's no better way to do so. Abandoning the individual, that individualism that we've been taught from the colony, and to actually take up a struggle that is much bigger than than ourselves, right? To defend our lives, our people, our labor, our resources, and land, right? Oh, and yeah, that we need some tea to get that, get our lungs up here, up and running because of that new Omicron. Oh, I don't think I'm even supposed to say that. I think they already got the propaganda machines tweaked to pick up on that.
Oh no, propaganda machines.
Right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, where did that word come from? I just like sounds like Atari video game.
That's funny. That's funny. Oh my gosh, they really do. When I first heard it, I was like, "Is this? Am I reading this correctly?" But yes, and I like what QC said. The Haitians did it better. The Egyptians did it. The Iroquois did it better too. Throw those colonizer controllers away. Yes, please. Everyone did it better except the white man, except them cave beasts. We couldn't help being so advanced. Sorry, but colonialism destroyed that. But we getting it back. We getting it back. No worries, y'all. No worries. But I think we can get into one of our own read that backs now. I'm not too sure. I think we knocked two right there. So is this?
Oh, yeah. This is I think this is my second one here.
Yes, it would be come with this.
So number 4 is practice revolutionary democracy in all aspects of party life. Every responsible worker must bravely assume their responsibilities, must demand from others respect for their activity, and must respect the activities. Do not hide anything from the mass of the people. Do not lie, fight against lies. Do not disguise the difficulties, errors, and failures. Do not believe in easy victories, nor in appearances. Revolutionary democracy demands that we should combat opportunism, tolerance towards errors, unfounded friendships, and comradeship on the basis of interest opposed to those of the party and the people. The obsession that one or other worker is irreplaceable in their post. Practice and defend truth and always the truth in front of militants, responsible workers, the people, whatever the difficulties, knowledge of the truth might cause. Revolutionary democracy demands that the militant should not be afraid of the responsible worker, that the responsible worker should have no dread of the militant, nor fear of the mass of the people. It demands that the responsible worker live in the midst of the people, in front of the people, and behind the people, that they work for the party serving the people. In the framework of revolutionary democracy, power comes from the people, from the majority, and no one should be afraid of losing power. The leader must be the faithful interpreter of the will of the aspirations of the revolutionary majority, and not the lord of power, the absolute master who uses the party and does not serve the party. In the framework of revolutionary democracy, we must avoid demagogy, promises we cannot keep, exploitation of the people's feelings, and the ambitions of opportunists. We must act in accordance with realities to give everyone the possibility to progress, to verify through his own action and that of others the party is the achievement of us all, and that we all belong to it, which is the instrument our people created for the winning of their freedom and for the construction of their progress. In the framework of revolutionary democracy and in the specific circumstances of our struggle, we must constantly increase the strength of the people, advance bravely for the conquest of power by the people, for the radical transformation at the base of the life of our people, for a in which the weapons and means of defense of our revolution will be entirely in the hands of the people. Do not be afraid of the. Oh, this is another juicy one. Well, I think we're almost done here. Do not be afraid of the people and persuade the people to take part in all decisions which concern them. This is the basic condition of revolutionary democracy, which little by little we must achieve in accordance with the development of our struggle in our life. Democracy demands that there should be at the head of our party and our people the best descendants of our land. Step by step, we have to purge the unworthy elements from our party, the opportunists, the demagogues, deceivers of the people, the dishonest, those who fail in their duty, so as to clear the way increasingly for those who understand and live in its entirety the life of our party, for those who really want to serve the party and the people, to those who increasingly want to carry out and better their duties as militant workers and revolutionaries. The correct application of the principles of criticism and self-criticism, of collective leadership, of democratic centralism, and democracy is the most effective way for us to gain one of the most important victories, if not the most important, of our life and our struggle, namely to act so that our party belongs more and more to those who are able to make it better, to make of our party an effective instrument for the construction of freedom, peace, progress, and happiness for our people in Guinea and Cape Verde. That was a long one. But yeah, that was juicy. What do you think of that, Chief Team?
No, yeah, I was just saying, let's go, let's get it. Yes, we getting into the juiciness today. You forgot to mention that the collective leadership. I think you skipped over it. That's needed, right? That for us to gain one of the most important victories, right, of the struggle. But it's all good, right? But yes, really breaking down what revolutionary democracy means, right, for the people, and then in a simple to understand manner. Ain't nothing too much more simpler than this explanation right here, right, to follow. So we blessed today. We blessed, right? Putting the hand, like what Oji said, putting the party in the hands of the people who can constantly make it better and better, right? And just through those applications of criticism, right? Principles of self-criticism and criticism of collective leadership, of democratic centralism, and of revolutionary democracy, right? To actually forward the party, the organization, right? For our people so that we can allow them to be the main moving force for revolution, the ones who have all the say, right? Basically. But Cabral said, that we should not expect this to come easy. It's going to be struggles up in there. But regardless, if we stay true to these basic principles, right, those collective leadership and whatnot, self criticism, criticism, there's nothing that the party, the organization, the collective cannot overcome. Right, it is through these principles that we are gonna get free, and we're gonna get free pretty soon. It's gonna be pretty soon, y'all. So let's keep up that political education, that unity, them criticisms and self criticism, and really learn from our revolutionary ancestors to put this into practice, to continue to distinguish ourselves from other organizations, right? As the vanguard organization leading the revolutionary struggle against colonialism. But there's a lot to break down, though, come with this. So there do be a lot to break down. It's a bit juicy, so I'm gonna need your help with this one.
Yeah, it reminded me of again it's the situation that was happening with the Chinese Communist Party when initially they were led by the Soviet. They're very influenced by the Soviets, by Soviet advisors, USSR, who were suggesting to organize, people in the cities and not organize the peasants. And it was a very similar situation unfolding in Guinea-Bissau, and thankfully they had the ability to learn from the victories of the Chinese Communist Party. Because they had already achieved their liberation back in they had won back in like 1949, and so back in 1959 they saw the folly of trying to follow the what the USSR, what the Soviets had recommended about trying to organize in the cities, because they were still largely agrarian society, right? And so they had this massacre of dock workers in 1959, where the Portuguese just killed all these striking workers. And I mean, that's no way, that's not where the power is going to be found, because there's so few of them, and the majority of the people are living in the countryside. So that's when they switched it up. They followed in the footsteps of Mao Zedong, organizing the peasants, and organizing the peasants to defend their liberated land, and ultimately, waging revolutionary war against the colonizers. And just like you said, we can't claim any easy victories. All these victories are hard fought victories. And we shouldn't have illusions, and deceive ourselves or deceive the people. And like Mao's the criticism I was talking about earlier, the criticism was that of the party leadership, the CCP, the Communist Party at the time, they were not connected to the masses of the people. They were disconnected, and that's why they were following the leadership of these Soviet advisors, right, or the influence. And that's why we really have to make sure that we are connected. We're swimming, like a fish, with the masses of the people. We cannot. That's the second we disconnect ourselves from the masses, that's when we're going to lose. And and as long as we're connected, that's not, we're not only practicing the principles of revolution democracy, and our principles of unity, that fourth principle, that we are the true leaders of the revolution, right? And that we deter, and our first principle too, that we deserve total dictatorship over our lives, land, labor, and resource. So we can't have some outside force dictating what we're going to do with our lives. No, it has to come from our dictatorship, from our leadership. So that's why this section on revolution democracy is so powerful, because Amilcar Cabral just breaks it down again, just with the gems, and you can see why they were successful, because when you have leaders like that, just really helping to guide the people, you can see that that colonized brilliance is really shining through. So.
Yes, land back, and I also want to mention that part where we should be. Amilcar Cabral mentions how we should not hide anything from the masses, right? Being transparent with our people, straight up, right? Real talk with our folks, because that's what they deserve. We cannot lie to them. in any shape or form, right? At the same time, we should be combating any types of opportunism within the organization, any types of anything that goes against basically anything that doesn't center the colonized masses is something that we should get rid of within the party ranks, within the organization. So definitely another huge point from the Read That Back, combating all of that liberalism, individualism, traits from the colony, whether it's people wanting that clout for their little Insta or, these social media online activists, right? Combat all that garbage and make sure that we put first and foremost the colonized masses, our freedom, and putting into practice all of these revolutionary principles that Amilcar Cabral beautifully laid out. But I see we got some other Read That Back in the comments. But thank you so much, Kamote, for bringing that fire. Let's see. From Shay Good. Do you want to go ahead with this one, Kamote?
The greater strides we make for the people, the more responsibilities we have to serve the people better. The epoch-making importance of the formation of the People's National Assembly, of the proclamation of the state in Guinea-Bissau. You want to continue that? I'm having a little trouble reading that. Are you able to read the last?
We're in Guinea. The epoch-making importance of the formation of the People's National Assembly, of the proclamation of the state in Guinea, and of the creation of the corresponding executive bodies who will be neither provisional nor living in exile, necessarily implies much greater responsibilities for our people and particularly for the militants, combatants, responsible workers, and leaders of our party. These historic initiatives demand from us all more efforts and daily sacrifices, more thought to act better, more activity to think better. Yes, land back, Shagun. Thank you for that fire. Read that back, bring that to us, and really highlighting the importance of the true magnitude of what we're doing right here as a revolutionary organization fighting against colonialism worldwide. Really, it's that as we continue to pile up on our wins, pile up on our victories. And to continue on in the struggle, right? We have to always, as well, continually better our work, basically better our own efforts in fighting colonialism, because, like it mentions here, there's much more, that's at stake, right? There's the struggle continues, and so does the what is it? So do the risks, and so do and so does our struggle. Like, I can't communicate this. It's the no sleep. But regardless, it really highlights that importance of always doing better, right? More responsibilities we have, the better we have to serve our people, right? And it's a huge responsibility to shoulder for us revolutionaries. But regardless, it's one that we must shoulder, and it's a responsibility that we should cater to at every second, and to always build that responsibility, build that revolutionary discipline to continue to act better and to think better, like the Read That Back says. But Kamote, any thoughts?
Yeah, like the discipline, right? With greater discipline, greater freedom. And like Amilcar Cabral said before, we need to really be militant. We really got to be militant and dedicated, because earlier in the book, he talks about how the worst thing for our party is to have people who are in the party who are harming the people, right? Any comrades who are harming the people, they are doing the work of the counter-revolutionaries. They're doing the work of the enemy, right? And so we need to purge those elements. It's better to have fewer people in the party and not cause any harm. That's what Amilcar Cabral was saying earlier in the book. It's better to have fewer people and prevent them from hurting the masses, than to have just like a wide open door for just anybody to walk in here. So we've experienced that personally, right, Chief Team. We've been around for a little while. We've seen people come and go. We've seen the petty bourgeois filth, come out, rear its disgusting energy, embody and take over people. Honestly, almost like a demon. You know, like you see somebody who's like totally cadre, and then all of a sudden it's like, wow, they totally just flipped. And yeah, that petty boo, energy can, you gotta be vigilant, eternally vigilant for it, because it can take out the best, even the best of us, or those who seem to be the best. They can easily, just be taken out by that petty bourgeois self. So we gotta constantly be purging, right, of the opportunists, just like you said earlier, and the demagogues, people who are deceiving the masses. So
Yes, the test of cadre to see if they really were cadre, but in the end, they weren't. Just some toy hammers, right? But yes, really unite with that camote and do be like a like that individualism, liberalism, all of these traits from the colony really do be like a demon trying to get a hold of us, trying to sway us from the actual path that's going to liberate the rest of us. The test, the trials, it's biblical. Yes, I do. Yes, it's these tribulations and whatnot. So, but yeah, do we got another read that back? Did we finish ours? Are there any other read that back? But yes,
we got
hashtag.
some more in the comments.
I let me find one. What's going on? I don't see too many, but Acorn, you don't got to read that back. I see you in the comments. You didn't bring a read that back, Acorn. Dang, and it was our final book.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know. When I see you today, I think I'm gonna have to bring some criticism. But all right, y'all. Let's see. But yes,
they got something. I know it's coming. They're just on that Cali time. I'm still waking up. We're waking up. Or the thing Cali time. I'm not a huge morning person, but I'm striving. I'm constantly improving.
Struggling, improving on the traits of a revolutionary, real revolutionary, right there. No matter what, gotta serve the people. Whatever, whenever it calls for it, it calls for it. What's
especially on a Sunday? Oof. When we're trying to sleep in, collect some of our stolen sleep hours from having to be but having to sell ourselves to the colonizers out here, these capitalist colonizers. We got to sell ourselves. It's just so yeah, it's tough out here. Got to wake up early, but it's all. That's why we got to forge ourselves as hammers. Just be prepared to make those sacrifices, because with this the colony collapsing, it's only going to get worse and worse. With climate change, wow, it's there's some scary things on the horizon. So we got to get organized, because that's how we're going to be able to weather the storm, and to build something solid, for our people. Something that's not going to just collapse and wither away like this colonial system.
Totally, like total unity. Like, what greater sacrifice? What better sacrifice, really? What better sacrifice than to know that you're building literally on top of the graveyard of the largest empire, a new society where no one lives at the expense of another. Like, I could lose a few hours of sleep. I could lose a day of sleep. It's okay. It's fine. It's completely fine. Because we out here. We do be out here, though. We do be out here. But that's what that hashtag means. Greater discipline, greater freedom. Look at that. Hashtag greater discipline, greater freedom, y'all. Because yeah, is these tests. You gonna wake up or you not gonna wake up? Is that test again? Then trials. It's all it's biblical. I told you said. It's biblical. I'm gonna take a sip of my water.
You got any other read that back from the comments? What you see is Chief Team.
Yeah, Acorn didn't get to read that back, but we can go to my own read that back. However, for our people and for their national party, the greatest success of our struggle does not lie in the fact that, in spite of particularly difficult circumstances faced by our people, we have been able to fight victoriously against the Portuguese colonialist troops. The greater success of our fight is the fact that while fighting, we have been able to begin to build a new political, administrative, economic, social, and cultural life in the liberated areas. Still a very hard life for sure, since it demands of us much effort and many sacrifices in the face of the reality of a genocidal colonial war. Lamb back. I just wanted to, yeah, I'll read that back real quick. Nice, short, and sweet, to the point. Really highlighting how we should recognize our wins as multifaceted, right? It should be, we should recognize that yes, we are also like yes, we, the PIGC, they combated Portuguese colonialism. They're dealing blows left and right to the colonizers, to them crusty cave beast colonizers. But at the same time, what's equally, or if not even more important, right, is to build for our people, to show them that we are that dual contending power that we say we are, right? So building for our people, providing for them in every way possible to serve their needs, right? That is it. And while combating and while fighting against the colonizers, right? That's an even greater win in and of itself, right? The ability to do both. And again, Black Hammer really emphasizes we trying to build, not just destroy. So like that's why we use the hammer symbol, to build and destroy. But such a simple read that back to really highlight the fact that we're here to build and destroy. It don't matter, but we got to do both at the same time. We got to do both, be capable of both, because again, the struggle gonna require more sacrifice, more of us, more tests and trials, right? So we got to be ready to meet those tests and trials, be capable of whatever it is. Yeah. So yes, I love that little OG saying is biblical, but the tests and trials. But yes, Kamote, did you want to go ahead and drop it, lay it out, preach some fire real quick?
Yeah, it's like you're saying, we've got to, we've got to continue to face those tests and trials, and like you said, we're mostly about building, right? Like that's what the hammer is used for, primarily. It's a tool for building. Yes, we can destroy, but our first goal is to build that dual contending power, right? To build dictatorship. How are we going to have dictatorship over our lives, our labor, our land, and our resources? We have to build something that's going to never be turned into an instrument of oppression and domination, right? We have to build something that will always be in the hands of the masses, in the hands of our people, and that's what Amilcar Cabral is talking about, really. Building this revolutionary party, and building this revolutionary movement to really establish self-determination. And like Commander Ghazi was saying, right? CIC Ghazi was saying, at the march against the CDC, right? On Monday, the anarchists are not our friends, right? They're out here just trying to burn down like small mom and pop shops. Like that's gonna turn that's gonna make the masses turn away from us. That's counter-revolutionary activity, and that's why Commander Ghazi was saying, we need more Kyles, right? We need more Kyle Rittenhouses out here. Like as much as Kyle Rittenhouse, obviously, they're not in the party. You know what I mean? They're not. They're probably never going to be in the party, right? Like they are, counter-revolutionary in other ways. But obviously, uh, the at least they're out here taking down white colonizer anarchists, right? At least they're taking down, right? Like the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Okay, like I mean, hey, I just saying, like they did. I did watch an interview. They did say they support BLM, so it's like, you know, like I don't know. Maybe someday, someday they'll get off the white side of history. But at the very least, we need to be protecting our people's neighborhoods from this anarchist destruction that does not serve our people's self-determination. So, hey, if we're able to defend them, great. If there's a Kyle Rittenhouse that's able to help out, kill some, take out a few colonizers, you know what? I certainly will not get in the way. You will not see me getting in the way. Just saying, I will not be. CIC, our commander in chief, always laying out just the hard truths, and the people, these petty bourgeois, they don't like it. You see them, they don't like it. They be posting on our pages, trying to get our Instagram taken down because they don't like it. The hard truth that their petty bourgeois, attitude is worse for our people in certain instances than those, colonizer Republicans out there, or like the Kyle Rittenhouses out there. Like their petty bourgeois energy is in certain times even worse. So that's just the hard facts that are CIC. I'm glad we got a fearless CIC out here, So, man back.
Land back. I want the land back. I'm dead as hell. I'm dead. Miss me with that counter-revolutionary garbage. And yes, Kyle may very well be a reparation corps general in the near future. You see, but yeah, yes, y'all. You just had me dead. I don't even know. It empty now. But yeah, like Comrade Dale said, we ain't burning down stuff for no reason, right? That's going to alienate us. We learned a lot from War of the Flea and these other failed revolutions from on the part of the colonizers, right? Who haven't really been able to accomplish much. But let's go ahead and let's see. I think there was one more read that back from Share. Yes, Share. In reality, this is page 291. In reality, we face a savage enemy who do not have the slightest scruple in their criminal actions. We use every possible means of trying to destroy us wherever we are. For this reason, and since we are struggling in our land for the sacred rights of our people to independence, peace, and genuine progress, we must, at this decisive moment, strike against the colonialist and racist enemy, against them, their agents, and their assets, telling blows wherever they are. This is an urgent task to which all the responsible workers and militants of this sector of the struggle must dedicate themselves with the greatest attention, and most especially those comrades who, with courage and determination, are active in the urban centers and areas still occupied by the enemy. No, exactly right, right? Just read that back, just like highlighting the fact that, our enemy has no conscience. I think it was Kwame Ture said something like that. We can't really reason with an enemy that has no conscience. And we understand that colonialism is a nasty beast, a nasty, nasty, foul, hideous beast that does not regard whatever kind of life whatsoever, let alone human life, right? With any form of respect of any, does not consider it at all. So that is why, the read that back says, like Amilcar Cabral has said, right? It is urgent to really make our attention greater, right? To with the utmost attention to continue on with our courage and determination, right? Wherever we are, not just in the urban centers or in this particular case, right? But wherever we are, always staying vigilant and keeping up that attention, because there's nothing off the table for these colonizers in terms of war crimes and atrocities and all these disgusting coercive measures, right? Just like whatever it is for them, it like I said, nasty, hideous beast colonialism is. Doesn't matter what our lives don't matter to them. So we gotta always be on the up, on the ones and twos, making sure that we stay vigilant and just recognizing the urgency and what's really required of us to continue on this struggle, right? Because the enemy is a disgusting one. So, yeah. But Kamo, did you want to go ahead and bless us up real quick with some fire?
Land back. Oh, self-critical. I'm muted here. Oh, land back. I think am I muted?
No, I can hear you. You good?
Oh, okay. Self-critical. Whoops. I had to plug in an external battery pack. Run a little low on juice. The colonizers with their planned obsolescence, making they gotta go buy a new phone now. God, dang it. But it's at the end of the day, right? We're not trying to, we don't want to alienate ourselves from the masses. Just like you said, War of the Flea, another gem out there that is in our library. Check out the Black Hammer library and start getting educated. Start, blessing your mind, body, and soul with that real political education from the colonized masses, from the colonized brilliance. That's stuff you probably won't find, up in these colonizer, up in these colonizer, educational facilities, right? They don't want us knowing this information. I never read Amilcar Cabral, Unity and Struggle. I've never heard of anybody reading that in any college classes. But I know if you have, hey, you're very lucky, because that's just, that's not what the colony wants. They don't want us learning how to take down the system, right? Like Audre Lorde says, the master's tools will never destroy the master's house, right? So yeah, we gotta exactly, yeah, you probably won't find it at Barnes and Noble either, right? So yeah, I'm so grateful. I'm very grateful, for this revolutionary education, helping me to constantly, on the daily, combat the petty bourgeois filth that's all around us, this filth and this disgusting energy, as we continue to fight for our self-determination and liberation. So I'm back.
Lambach, thank you, Colin. Thank you for your input. Thank you. Yeah, just blessed to have this political education, not necessarily to do with the read that back, but thank you, Sher Khan, nonetheless, for that amazing read that back and recognizing the urgency with which we must move, the attention that we must have to detail for our people. But yes, y'all, I think that's going to be our. And I didn't get to read this little part, but from Comrade Dilf, the Mayo Revolutionary Prodigy. I just wanted to read that real quick. I didn't see that. But anyways, yes, y'all. Um, I think we about to finish up here. My tummy is bugging real bad, so I'm gonna be hitting the restaurant after this. But we gonna finish up real quick. Thank you all for those read that backs. Thank you all for coming through to each of these book traps, y'all. I think we're gonna get into some announcements, or I think Kamote, what you think about what did this book mean to you?
It really, is just another example of colonized brilliance. It's another example of our indestructible spirit, having faced all this wretchedness, these centuries of colonial brutality, just the unimaginable, unspeakable crimes against humanity, right? Just the unspeakable, just disgusting, evil doctrines and evil actions of these colonizers, and even despite all that, we're still here, we're still organizing, we're still fighting all around the world, fighting for our self-determination, fighting for peace. That's all we want. All we want is a peaceful life where we can fight, where we can create a prosperous society for everyone. We can progress. We want win-win, right? And we're gonna get there eventually. And it's been a long, bloody battle. So many revolutionaries, countless revolutionaries, nameless revolutionaries, and famous revolutionaries and infamous revolutionaries, right? So many, but at the end of the day, every time that the colonizers have attacked us, it's only made us stronger, right? Every time they massacred comrades, what we've learned is it's only made the movement stronger. It's only gotten the people more on our side. So it just really shows the people who their enemies are. So and Mao has a great statement where he talks about similar to Amilcar Cabral, right? That if we were to be attacked, we were to be nuked, say, like if the colonizers were to unleash these horrible nuclear weapons, that would certainly just mobilize the whole, the whole mass of colonized people around the globe, even more so, to take up arms and defend and fight for revolution. So it just keeps backfiring for them. It just continuously has backfired for them, and that's why now they're just on the defensive with they're constantly trying to use these neo-colonial sellouts, right? Which Amilcar Cabral talks about, these petty bourgeois, and petty aspiring neo-colonial sellouts, and Amilcar Cabral talks about how they're fighting against them as well. In the book, Amilcar Cabral really outlines the four principles of unity, which is that they used to win self-determination. So it's just such a powerful book, which just really helps to build build that and steel us for the road ahead, because it is a tough road. But what's our alternative? Our alternative is to give up. Our alternative is to just live in quiet desperation as we see the world just as we see our world being destroyed, right? So that these fucking colonized, oh my goodness, self-critical. So you can see these I self-critical,
The
my bad, but
ducking
as
with
these
the D.
colonizers, as these colonizers, they want to fly off to Mars, right? They want to go colonize Mars. It's just, yeah, it's flipping ridiculous, and that's why we're seeing this tremendous upsurge throughout the world right now as well. All around us. So we're getting there slowly but surely, day by day, brick by brick. We're building that dual contending power.
Lamb back. Thank you for letting us know, letting the audience know what this book meant to you, Kamote. For me, what it really meant to me is just, one of the many beautiful examples, one of the many inspirational examples of what we're capable of, right? A total testament to our fourth principle of unity, right? Because the conditions that our folks over in Guinea-Bissau, our colonized comrades over in Guinea-Bissau and Cape Verde had to go through, right? And still struggled through so fiercely, and came out on top, still winning, dealing blows to colonialism, actually winning the struggle against the armed struggle against these filthy KVs colonizers. Because we know already about the war crimes, the disgusting, filthy things that these colonizers are willing to do in order to continue their looting of colonized nations. Right? We already know. There's countless examples. Well, what it really means to me is a testament to that fourth principle of unity, that we're capable of whatever we put our minds to, as long as we continue on in the revolutionary principles that Amilcar Cabral laid out in these last few chapters, especially, right, where this collective leadership, revolutionary democracy, and criticism and self-criticism. So many lessons to be learned from the book, right? But really, that's what it means to me. Just proof that we're capable of whatever it is we put our mind to, whether that's revolution or building a new world where no one lives at the expense of another, right? It's going to take struggle. It's going to take lots of unity and struggle, but it's so worth it. And like Kamote, you mentioned, right? There's no alternative, but that's what it meant for me. Really blessed to have hosted this book trap with you, Kamote, and been y'all hosts, y'all comrades. So I think we're gonna get into some announcements now. So yes, I'll go ahead and start though. Y'all already know Revolutionary Church upcoming. It's only getting bigger and badder. Y'all see them piggies getting scared, but it don't matter. We building power, and ain't nothing stopping it. That's at 4 p.m. every Tuesday, Woodruff Park in Atlanta. If you're in the area, you can also watch at youtube.com/BlackHammerTV. I think we got Facebook Lives as well. But go ahead and tune in and see what's up. See the wonderful work that our comrades over in Atlanta are doing, and the power that they build in with our people, for our people. So see what's up and shoot through, y'all. Tuesday.
And we've got our goal again of calling the Atlanta City Solicitors office. It's at the number is 404-658-6618. Call that number. Demand they drop the charges on our hammers now and forever. We want to keep the pressure on these sellouts, these colonizers. So you can do your part. Wherever you're at, just a simple phone call. Call throughout the day and just say whatever. Just say whatever you want. Really. You can leave a message, I believe, too. I think the extension is 5. I left several messages, and yeah, it's just a good way to release some of that pent up frustration. Honestly, it's I'm gonna make a phone call right after this book trap here. So yeah, let's help our hammers out. Keep the pressure on.
I was gonna say I'm gonna get my phone call in right now. I'm gonna call right now. But yes, y'all tuned in. Y'all stayed through. I know Comrade Dilf was waiting for this one. And yeah, I was gonna say that. Maybe don't say any whatever you want. Just say things. Be demanding. Don't say anything to incriminate yourself. Thank you, Comrade Dilf. But yes, our next read, our next book trap. Excited to announce. Y'all see it already. The Art of War by Sun Tzu. We're gonna be reading the intro up to chapter 4, y'all. Really learning the art of war. Colonized brilliance. Look at that. See, so, a general from over in what's now known as China, right? That laid it out for us. That the colonizers themselves study is what we're going to be studying, right? So the colonized brilliance, it don't end. It really don't. It really don't. But mandatory reading, y'all. So let's make sure we keep up with that reading every Sunday. It ain't gonna be us, our faces, but you're gonna be seeing some other beautiful comrades up here giving that fire political education. So, that's the announcements right there, I think, and that's our new book. But once again, y'all, thank you so much for having us as y'all's hosts, for bringing all the gems, the lessons, the just so much brilliance to the room. And it was just such a pleasure to be host for y'all. But yes, we're going to be reading introduction through 4, Comrade Bill, for the Art of War. That's chapters 1 through 4, introduction up until chapter 4. But yes, like I mentioned, Kamota, did you have any last words for our people? It was an honor.
Land back, salute, Chief Team. Yeah, I really appreciate being able to co-host this with you, being able to co-facilitate, and yeah, honestly, I knew I was gonna make mistakes. I'm self-critical for that mistake earlier. Do not say whatever you want. Do not incriminate yourself. Just stress that. That it seems like an obvious thing, but good to remind yourself because yeah, we don't want to be incriminating ourselves on a phone call. So I'm self-critical for that. And yeah, I'm just so grateful to have facilitated this because it's helping me to combat my own petty bourgeois tendencies for perfection. We can't be perfect. We can constantly be improving. So I hope you all got something out of this. I hope that I was able to, help add some meaning and yeah, just improve and enrich your experience of reading this book. And yeah, I'm so excited for this next book coming up, Art of War. Coming up, we got that coming up, and yeah, I think we actually read this a while back, right, Chief Team? I think it was uploaded before, but then the colonizers took down our previous YouTube because they're constantly trying to stop us, but we're back. They can't stop us. We're back
Yes.
at it again. So
No, yeah, that's and showing that up right there. I think it didn't show on the live before, so showing it again. Chapters introduction through 4, Art of War. But yes, like you said, we did go over it briefly at a time before, but now we getting really into that book. So, but
and shout out to Chief Oju too for
Chief Oju
helping us, giving us that criticism and self-criticism, laying it out, just setting a powerful example for us to follow. Shout out to Chief Oju for really helping us with this. And shout out to all the previous hammers as well. I know Watakame and Ren were doing the previous book trap, the previous book trap, which was a fire book trap as well. You know, the dialectical materialism, right? Book trap, previous book trap. So shout out, really appreciate y'all. I like to think that I'm following the footsteps of you know, revolutionary, insightful, and powerful, you know, teachers and facilitators. So
Okay, but let's
thank
go
y'all.
up because my tummy is bugging. But yes, it's such an honor, y'all. We'll see y'all soon. But let's go ahead and give a land back. Want to go ahead and count us down now, real quick.
All right, we got 3, 2, 1.
Land
Land back.